Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be doing another unboxing. I'm just going to jump straight into it. We have several aircraft to unbox today, and also including something that isn't a model aircraft. Putting these two boxes off to the side for now, we actually have this. Now, props to anybody who knows what this address is. This is actually from Gemini Jets themselves, Las Vegas, Nevada, Windy Street. If you've ever been to the airplane model shop, you'll know that Windy Street is where it's located. And we have some things in this rather small little package. Now, for this unboxing, I'm actually gonna have to get something. And that something is actually right here. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is my BOAC, British Airways Retro Livery BOAC 747-400 in 1:200 scale. I bought this and as well the other retro aircraft back there about a month or two ago. And if you recall, I actually got this BOAC model without some of its landing gear. As you can see, we've got no landing gear there, and I do have the forward piece here, but it doesn't actually have a magnet. And so I got in touch with Gemini Jets, and they have very kindly sent me some spare pieces for this model. And so I'm just going to go ahead here and open this to reveal the spare pieces. Well, at least it should be the spare pieces anyway. Okay, this is perfect. I have been emailing Gemini Jets back and forth about this and what the best thing to do, especially for this one, because of course they could send back. Okay, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. It is the wrong color, but I suppose it is a spare piece. I can probably paint that. As you can see here, we have the spare pieces. This is the landing gear, of course. Undercarriage piece here is actually gray, so I'm probably going to paint that. Not a big deal. And then they have also sent me the forward landing gear here. Now this is just in case I mess up this. If you see in this little bag, they have included the magnet that I need for the forward landing gear that I already have. And now with that done and out of the way, we can move on to the actual model aircraft of this unboxing. So we have two models in today's unboxing. I'm going to start with the small one. Always best to start from small and go to large. So I'm going to move the large one out of the way for now, and we're going to start with the smaller one. This is of course from AMS, the only place I get most of my models anyway. Inside here we have the confirmation paper there, some packaging, and then we have, okay, yes. Here we have the NG models, British Airways 757-200. Now, a lot of you probably remember the three NG 757s that I got previously, which are all in various Utopia liveries. We have the Chelsea Rosa livery, the Scottish Tartan livery, and the Blue Pool livery back here. I did say I did order 4. And this is the fourth one that's arrived a little bit late, but oh well, better late than never. And we're going to go ahead and unbox this. Now, this aircraft, if you don't know, this is in the regular Chatham.co livery. This is the Project Utopia, started in 1997. They kind of abolished Project Utopia in 2001. It did, however, take a little bit of time for all of the aircraft to get painted out of these liveries. I believe the last one was repainted in 2008. It was an A320, I believe. And this one is the 757 in its kind of like final form. Of course, British Airways did get these 757s in the Negus livery, then they of course passed down to the Landor livery, then going through various Project Utopia liveries, then they went into this livery in around about 2001, stretching onwards beyond that, and then of course these were finally retired in 2010. Taking the model out of the box, of course, that is a very, very, very nice model. I believe as well these are actually different engines. As you can see, they are larger. I don't know enough about engines to know what these are, of course, but it looks like this one has an updated engines. They are both Rolls-Royce, I know that, but they're probably just an updated version of this, because this is a newer model. So as I said, these would be early 2000s, and this one could have been taken even as far late as 2010. So of course British Airways may have added some newer engines onto their 757s in between that time. Starting off at the front of the aircraft here, again you can see they now don't have the black ring, so this is of course a more updated version of the 757, as I keep on saying. So there is no black ring as we noted on the previous versions. As you can see, they had that black ring around the nose there, but this one doesn't. Then we have the cockpit windows there with the British Airways Chatham, you know, the classic Chatham livery here with the check mark here, the L1 door, the L2 door, the British Airways titles down there, the blue underbelly. Then moving onto the middle of the aircraft, we have the wings here with the engines, the Rolls-Royce engines there. We have the main landing gear. Again, you just can't go wrong with the NG version of the 757 mold. It's absolutely beautiful. Just the proportions are all correct. The landing gear looks amazing. And the engines as well, I really like the look of those engines. And then finally back here, the classic British Airways tail that we're now so used to seeing on more updated aircraft like the A320, 777, 747, all of those kind of aircraft. And we have the registration down here. A lot of these aircraft are actually still flying for various things like DHL, FedEx, I know they have a few of them, and most of them of course have been converted into cargo aircraft. I have in fact seen a 757, a British Airways 757 in a picture. I saw it in the regular livery just like this, but they've got the cargo door installed on the front, and that would actually be a really cool model for NG to produce, like the British Airways 757 with the windows and everything in the livery, but they have that kind of like area where they've modified the front here and they're putting that cargo door. And moving on now to the final box, of course we have this giant box here. We can go ahead now and unbox this. Okay, so I finally got the box open. It was very tightly packed. Now this box actually comes from Red River Aviation. Now he sent me this plane, so a big thank you to him. We're taking the packaging out. We can see that this is of course the Gemini jets, and this is very, very cool that he sent me this. This is the Gemini jets British Airways 787-10. Now, as many of you know, I do actually already have the 787-10. However, this one is the Gemini jets version. The one I currently have is the Phoenix version, which isn't the best. Let's just say that. I would probably rate these, if I know the mods correctly. Phoenix are probably low on the spectrum. Gemini jets are pretty bang in the middle, and then NG are quite up here. But of course we have the classic Gemini Jets box, nothing really to note, it's just your classic Gemini Jets box. And then inside here we have the model. Now one thing about this model is he did receive this broken. Yes, okay, that's gonna help. I do already have my own super glue, but he sent this with it, which is yeah, that's gonna need some gluing. One disclaimer I do of course have is, before you go over to Red River Aviation and say why is it broken, he did actually give this to me for free, which is, you know, even though it's a broken model, I can put this back together. It's a pretty easy fix, apart from every detachable piece being detached, so that's pretty good. So we have the main body of the aircraft here. As you can see, this is pretty much an airfix kit at this point, but here we have the main body of the aircraft. There's no dents to the paintwork or anything, so it's actually fine. I can just put this back together. We then have the wing on the side here without the landing gear. There we go. Can put that together there. And then here we have the other wing, of course, with the landing gear. This one's bent, however, oh well. Then here we have the landing gear on the side here, the forward landing gear, and of course the two rear stabilizers at the back here. This is probably going to require a lot of gluing. The wings and the stabilizers at the back here, they can glue in pretty easily. I'm probably going to do them first. I'm probably going to cut to like a little montage of me kind of putting this back together, and then on the front here as well, the forward landing gear is as well snapped. So yeah, as you can see, it's not the full forward landing gear. It's not like gluing back in, you know, pieces. This is actually like severed in half. So yeah, this is definitely broken, but I'm not going to shy away from a challenge. I am of course going to try and put this back together. Behind it here you can see my Phoenix version. Although the Phoenix one is in one piece, the Gemini one is kind of a better mold. It's just in several pieces. Putting this model back together is going to be a challenge. Now the wings show no issue at all, but as I've said, the landing gear wasn't just attached, it was actually snapped in half. This meant that there was less of a pronounced surface to attach the pieces to. However, I decided I would attach the landing gear at the end and start with the horizontal stabilizers, as that is probably the easiest bit. Always make sure you test fit the pieces before actually adding glue, as if you add the pieces incorrectly the first time with glue, you're practically screwed. So after test fitting the pieces successfully, I was ready to add glue. Now, although I appreciate the glue that Red River Aviation gave me, I like using this Loctite super glue. This glue is designed for plastic model kits, and so has the property of not damaging paint or the material the model is made out of. The Loctite glue also has a fine precision nozzle, and it dries in about 45 seconds. When gluing, it's best to note that less is always more. This stuff is really strong, so you don't actually need a lot of glue for it to be secure. The smallest dab of glue will be by far enough. I then let the pieces dry, and I was really happy with the outcome of the horizontal stabilizers. Next were the wings, and in hindsight I probably should have filed down the paint coat on the sockets of the wing pieces, as when I glued in the wings it left a tiny bit of a seam. However, overall it wasn't too bad. And then finally it was time to move on to the landing gear. It was important to go slow, take my time, and make sure I don't add too much glue. That was especially helpful on these pieces as the joints are always going to be visible. Overall, this model turned out pretty well. I'm also very happy that my BOAC 747 now has all the landing gear, and the NG British Airways 757 was absolutely flawless. But that does conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. But with that, I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.